it can get to be a lot of wasted time when all you want to do is play the game.
Then just use the presets, you know, low, medium, high, ultra, and be done with it.
So that is where consoles do shine.
Not having any choice is where consoles shine.
Even though, yes, consoles releases have been just as broken as some PC releases.
Well, saying that just kind of negates what you said before.
Consoles tend to get the issues cleaned up quicker and get you back to your game as soon as possible.
All right, you didn't really follow that up with any data or graphs or anything, so I don't know where you're getting that. It seems to me like it would be easier for them because they're using PCs to make games, so they would be using a PC to fix a game, and if they're fixing that game on a PC, seems like it would be easier to me, and they have to go through less red tape through Sony and Microsoft, so...
Number 8. For some reason, the hype around consoles...
Wait, is this seriously a reason?
...is huge. There is so much hype around consoles, it is ridiculous. There is hype around PC, don't get me wrong, but it will never match what you get with the PS4 or Xbox One release. When those consoles come out, there are people waiting out the door like it's an iPhone.
Yeah, go to Korea and say that. But I don't understand, why is hype a good thing? Don't you want people to be super skeptical of things? Don't you want people to look at information and always take it with a pinch of salt, especially in the gaming market of today? Hype is bad. Hype is something that creates this horrible pre-order culture that we're in. Hype gets fanboys excited about things they shouldn't be excited for. Hype creates a bad environment for consumers based on their own emotions. That's what's so bad about hype, is that it comes from the consumer. Consumers choose to be hyped about something, and it ends up biting them in the ass. Because a fancy trailer come out and gamers can be super hyped about something, they could slam money down on the table when they don't have anything to show for it, and bam! We have games that are unfinished, they're lazily implemented, they are feature incomplete, because a company knows that all that hype made them all that money before they actually had to show a proper product off. And this is your positive for the console? Going to midnight releases, waiting outside of a GameStop in the heat or the cold, surrounded by a bunch of other no-lifes? Maybe I just fail to see the appeal of this, especially because years and years ago when I was young and silly, I also went to these midnight releases. You couldn't drag me to one of them now if you... Well, I mean, if you were, like, bigger than me, but I mean, I wouldn't go to one willingly. I mean, maybe this is your idea of a social gathering, in which case, if your idea of going out and meeting people is the midnight release of a video game standing in front of a GameStop, then maybe you've set the bar kind of low as to what constitutes having a social life. I mean, wouldn't you rather be at home, just ready to click a button to download it? I mean, wouldn't you rather be, I don't know, taking a shower, or playing another game, or having a wank?
They'll be camping out overnight, and yeah, graphics cards are way overhyped online right now as well, but they're always hyped online. I've never heard of people waiting outside in line of a store to get a GTX 980 or whatever.
That's because we're sensible people. Plus, a lot of the times you can have these things shipped before it technically is released and have it arrive on the release day. Also, a lot of us are adults and we have jobs. So we're not going to go to a midnight release for games, because some of us need to sleep because we're productive citizens in society. We don't have time to go to a midnight release for a video game. We've waited for 6 months, a year for a game. We can wait another day.
Consoles have always had a massive release, with people waiting outside of Walmarts, waiting to pick them up on launch, and being part of that hype is always just kind of fun.
So if we're basing the quality of products on the veracity of how excited people are to get those products, then, well, I mean, meth is way better than PC gaming. Again, hype is not good, and just because people are excited to get something doesn't make the product better.
Number 7, exclusive titles. You can say PCs have exclusive titles, but they don't tend to bring up as much punch as the console release titles. Like,
bring up as much punch? What do you mean bring up as much punch? Oh wait, are you talking about hype? The games aren't hyped as much as games on console?
Uncharted's, Halo's, I guess Halo's on PC now too, isn't it?
It will be, yes. Makes me wonder why you brought it up.
Consoles get exclusive titles that you will never be able to get on PC.
PC gets exclusive titles that will never be on console.
Or won't be able to get on PC for years and years and years until an emulator comes out or something illegal comes out.
Until something illegal comes out. All right, when you start addressing the legality of emulation, you know you're kind of stretching for reasons. It was like breaking the law wasn't exactly on my mind when I was playing Star Fox 64 on my MacBook.
And that's just not something that people want to wait for, so they have to get the exact console.
Exactly, they have to get the right console. They can't just backwards compatibility everything. What, did I use backwards compatibility as a verb? I guess I can get away with that. What I can't emulate, it's backwards compatible. This seems to be a reason why the PC's better to me.
And it kind of sucks that way, but it's also awesome because those titles tend to be the best titles you can get.
Fake laughter. Exclusives tend to be the best titles you can get. Alrighty, let's take a look at our exclusive titles. So let's go with the Xbox One. I just did a quick Google search and I looked up the 12 best Xbox One exclusive games released so far by Chris Reed. This is from May the 1st, 2016, so it's pretty recent. What I did was I just went through this list. This is the first list I've seen. I just picked the first thing I saw on Google. It lists a bunch of games here that are Xbox One exclusives, and some of them actually aren't. But all right, Killer Instinct. This is the first time I'm looking at this, by the way. I have that much faith in myself. User score 6.3. User score 7.3. Quantum Break 6.7. By the way, this isn't an Xbox One exclusive, but whatever. Dead Rising 3 6.8. Forza Motorsport 5 5.9. Sunset Overdrive 7.6. We finally have something over 7.5. Excellent. All right, Gears of War Ultimate Edition 7.4. Rare Replay 7.7. Okay. Wait, 2 of these have just been old games that they brought to Xbox One. Does that even count? Halo 5 Guardians 6.5. Forza Motorsport. Hey, looks like this is a pretty decent game. Halo the Master Chief Collection 7.3. Is that game fixed yet? Have they finally fixed that game? Look, take all that with a grain of salt because it is Metacritic, but most of those have enough user reviews to where they kind of balance out. Again, it is Metacritic. Take it with a grain of salt or whatever you need to. But I did the math. The average score for all those great Xbox One exclusives is 6.5 out of 10.
For your money, for anything. Another reason to get consoles is just to pick them up to be able to get the exclusive titles.
Oh, and remember, we're not even going into the fact that exclusives are cancer. I hate exclusives. They are anti-consumer. They are literally reasons to buy a system that have nothing to do with the system. Though in the case of PC exclusives, a lot of them simply have to be only on the PC because of the fact that they are so hard to run, and because they are in early access, for instance, and they need to be developed and constantly changed and blah, blah, blah.
Number 6, control schemes are better on consoles.
You know, I was going to say this is a horrible reason, but you already put hype as a reason, so I guess we've already set a precedent, haven't we?
There's less buttons.
Then the Donner Model 30 analog computer is the best console ever made. I mean, it only has a button and a knob. Tennis for 2, bitch. Oh, wait, I guess we could technically consider that a PC. I mean, it's 1958, but whatever. Here you go. There, best controller ever. I mean, it only has a button and a knob. Best console controller ever. I mean, it stomps the PC. If the metric we're using is fewest buttons, I mean, does it really even need that button? Does it even need a knob? Just don't play video games.
And they're always arranged the same. They're simpler.
Always arranged the same? No, no. There's no.
There's just no issue with control schemes on a console, especially when you're talking about the current ones with Xbox One and PS4.
Well, there's no issues with control schemes on the mouse and keyboard. What do you mean issues?
If you guys feel differently about keyboard and mouse and controller, let me know. I guess for first-person shooters, it's different, and RTSs is different. But for most games now...
Yeah, that tiny segment of games that are first-person shooters.
Controllers are a norm, and they are pretty awesome.
Controllers are only a norm if you use a controller. Controllers, for me, are not a norm. I don't use them. They're inferior. I thought I might end up using a controller for GTA 5. I was wrong. I still preferred the mouse and keyboard.
Number 5, price. The PS4 and Xbox One are, I believe, $399 or $499 right now. And that's an awesome price just to be able to pick up a system that's going to be able to play your games and do what you want it to do. And when you pick up a PC, you get tempted to buy things that are overpriced, and you will want to make it better than it needs to be.
Oh no, not tempted to buy things. Oh my goodness, I'd better go pick up a console right now, where there's absolutely nothing available on the console where you could upgrade or add to your existing hardware setup, especially not to try and give yourself some competitive advantage. I mean, that would just be downright horrible. Imagine all these people going out and buying accessories that they don't need, that are often overpriced, that do nothing but allow them to just waste their money on silly things you don't need just to make it better than it needs to be. Oh my good. I can't believe. Good thing the console doesn't have any of that stuff, or that would just be awful, wouldn't it?
And most people don't underspend on a PC. Even if they have a budget, they'll still overspend.
Wow, talk about pulling something out of your asshole. Where did you get that even if they have a budget, PC gamers they're always going to overspend. Nobody gets a good deal. Nobody finds a sale. Everybody's going to overspend on their PC. They're just going to throw money away.
Yeah, it's upgradable over in the future, which is awesome. So I can throw in a new graphics card later on that's going to be less expensive than a new PS4. But
but what? That's nothing but positives.
It's still expensive. Don't get me wrong.
Oh no, you are wrong.
I love my PC, but buying a PS4 has been a lot cheaper than buying my PC.
Well, shit, buying this armchair was way cheaper than buying that Mazda sitting outside in the parking lot. Obviously, the armchair's better. Cheaper doesn't mean better. Cheaper means it just takes less money to buy it. And there's a reason that they are cheaper. It's because they are not as good. They have poor hardware that is practically out of date at this point. They are weak machines, and they are priced like weak machines.
Number 4, the physical size.
I thought hype was a dumb reason, and I was correct. This is also a dumb reason.
You can find PC boxes that are way smaller and fit the form factor of a console.
Okay, well, that settles that. Let's move along then.
But
oh, you're still gonna talk, all right.
It's not gonna be what you want it to be every time. It'll be a dumbed down system. It won't have as much power, as much cooling as it needs, and it won't be able to hold stable games.
First off, if I buy a PC and form factor is a huge issue for me, and I buy that, don't tell me it's not going to be what I want it to be. You say of a small PC, well, it'll be dumbed down. It won't have much power. You say it won't have as much cooling as it needs. Then you say it won't be able to hold stable games. You are pulling all of these things out of your asshole. You just went out and said, oh, well, if a PC is small, it can't cool properly, and it can't hold stable games, and it won't be powerful, and where are you getting this? You're just making it up. Besides, if you want to flip this around, you could say that, oh, consoles are small. Don't those have overheating issues? Wasn't the 360's Red Ring of Death sort of an issue? You're basically saying, well, if a PC's small, it's going to have all these problems. But if a console's small, no, guy, it's perfect. It works fine. It works fine. No issues at all. Small consoles, they're just great. They're tits.
Like a console built for gaming and nothing else.
Yeah, it's made exactly for playing games, so it's weird that it sucks at playing games. It's weird, isn't it?
Because those small PCs are still PCs. They still have to run Windows. They still have to run Steam. They still need to run a whole bunch of other background operations as well as your game.
In what universe do you live in where a PC has to run Windows, it has to run Steam, and do you honestly think your console isn't running anything in the background? You think it's literally just playing a game and nothing else? Man, I'm ready to wrap this up.